Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stand-up showcase at Portland Comedy Theater. My name is John, but you probably won't hear from me again. But before I go, I've got a few quick things to tell you. One, we are serving all night, snacks and drinks until the last comic takes the mic. Consider the penultimate comic set your last call. Restrooms are out in the lobby. Men's and ADA are near side, and women's are on the far side. 2, we are streaming this show live. All comics agree to have their likeness being monitored by someone. Don't like it? Too late. Bezos Zuckermusk already knows what you're thinking. Last thing, don't heckle. These are students learning how to hone their craft. We all want them to succeed. Besides, you don't want to see Carl get mean. And on that note, let's put our hands together for Carl Wolfson!
Thank you. Thanks for coming out tonight. No cage fight, but here we are.
Oh, good. How about a hand for John, the tech crew? Give them a round of applause. Yeah, I'm pleased to be here tonight because we do second Sunday, obviously, of every month, and we just got a terrific show for you. Mike Schreiber is here. Give Mike a round of applause. Mike Schreiber, who does taxes, but he's a lot funnier than someone who does taxes. His whole life outside the CPA room is a stretch, and you're going to see it tonight. Megan Tollison is here tonight. Megan's got a great little crowd here tonight, huh? The Meganettes. Meganettes, yeah. Megan is absolutely terrific, and she's I call her the queen of accents. Okay, obviously this is news to her people. Woo! Megan's wonderful, and our headliner is Nick Altishon. Nick is here tonight. Give Nick a round of applause. Nick just cleaning it up around the Portland, Vancouver area. Just came in. You did the Vancouver Funniest Person contest, Nick, right?
Yep.
And came in third?
Unfortunately.
And you should have come in first.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, we'll call you Hillary. Just for this evening. Nick is pretty darn incredible. I've been teaching stand-up here for, it's my 5th year here now, and Nick took a couple classes with me early on, and I didn't need to teach Nick anything because he's an absolute natural, and you're going to love him tonight. And, you know, third in Vancouver, but that's Vancouver. This is the real world over here. All right? And also, for doing an 8 to 10 minute guest set tonight, I'm very happy one of my longtime close friends in comedy, Art Krug, is here. Give Art a round of applause. Art has been doing stand-up for 43 years. I've been doing it for 47, so if you're adding up, and we have a CPA here, 90 years between the two of us, okay? That'll freeze your brain, won't it? My opening line these days, and everyone who's seen me before has heard this line, but the Meganettes might not have. So I will introduce myself this way. 47th year of comedy. I'm very nostalgic about it, and I really am. I had quite the career. I was on Alan Thicke Show every week, Thick of the Night. Alan passed away very suddenly. I was on Joan Rivers every month, and Joan passed away suddenly. I kind of wish I'd been on The Apprentice. Okay, thank you. All right. I've got mostly anti-Trump people in the Meganettes. That's good. You know, something happened last week that I don't think I have really experienced in all my years in or out of stand-up, when about, I think, 6 billion people instantly wrote the same joke. You know what I'm talking about last week? Trump actually said in an interview, I was a lot happier before I was president. 6 billion people immediately said, so were we. I mean, you don't have to teach that. That's just real. It's reflexive. Are you guys ready for a good show tonight? Are you? Proud to bring him here. Mike's just a delight. Please welcome, very funny man, and he'll do your taxes too. Mike Schreiber. Bring him up, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Schreiber. Mike. Hi, everybody. Hi, I'm Mike. Yeah, that always works. I've not been doing comedy for 40 years like Carl has. It will just feel like it by the time I'm done. And I like going on first because you have to, to see the people you actually came to see, you have to get through me first. Every time I come to this stage, I always talk about how nobody ever figures out that I'm gay. I have to wear like pride hats and pins and things like that. But there was one time, a long time ago, when it just seemed, people seemed to get it right away. I was living in Houston, and I had just come out a while before, and I had a friend, a straight friend, and I went to a party at his house. And I was going around introducing myself, I say, hi, I'm Mike. And the person said, oh, you're Mike? I heard you were gay. And I, introduced myself to somebody else, hi, I'm Mike. Oh, you're Mike, aren't you gay? And I realized that my friend was over in the other corner of the room. And he was going, that's my friend Mike over there. He's gay. And I realized that I was his gay trophy friend, which was a thing in the early 80s, It was very fashionable for straight people. And I looked around the room, and I realized that I wasn't his only trophy friend. Because there was one African American, there was one Native American, I was the only gay person. It looked like a Republican convention. And a little while after that, that same friend and I took a car trip from Houston. We drove up the East Coast up to Maine. And we wanted to stop for lunch, not lunch, breakfast. We could make it lunch, but it works better for breakfast. So we wanted to stop for breakfast one morning, and we were driving through what I believe to be the tackiest place on earth, even more so than Las Vegas, was Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And it's right outside the Smoky Mountains, and we wanted to have breakfast. So we're driving through, and we found this little diner that was sandwiched between two Elvis wax museums. And we went in and ordered, and the waitress said, what do you want on your grits? And we said, well, no, I don't care for grits. Please just hold the grits. I don't want grits. And she said, you don't want grits? And every head in the place turned toward us, and there was this silence, and I'm pretty sure I heard the cock of a shotgun. And, we thought again, and I said, no, yes, I would love to have grits. I love grits. Give me extra grits, please. I will have extra grits. And that settled things down for a while. And then my friend ruined it when he asked for avocado on his. So the shotguns came back out, and we had to get out of there. And I talked about how nobody figures out that I'm gay. Oddly, I have a straight friend that everybody thinks is gay. So it's always fun when we go out and do things together. It's like a bad sitcom when we go out and do things together. And that's the only time that anybody realizes that I'm gay. Because I'm with my friend and they think he's gay and they think we're a couple. Which doesn't bother me, but it really bothers my friend. Not because they think he's gay, but because they think I'm the best he can do. So I always have to defend myself. In the first place, I tell him, in the first place, I'm a catch, all right? I have a lot to offer. And in the second place, you're not even gay.
And he goes, I know, but it's the principle of the thing. And the other problem I have is just being like hopelessly naive. I never get what other people are sort of hinting at. And it's really embarrassing, again, being gay and having this. We're supposed to be really good at, you know, dropping pearls and having little catty remarks and things, and I never get what anybody's saying, you know. When I did live in Houston years and years ago, my other gay friends there, their nickname for me was, "Oh, honey." You know? And you know, and it happens outside. It happens everywhere, not just in that context. I went to the doctor's office, and he wanted me to have some tests to test for my heart, and it wasn't any big deal. It wasn't anything major. And he said, "You need to see the rhythm control group." And again, I didn't know what he meant, so I got tickets for those people that did Everybody Dance Now back in the '90s. And they were really good. I enjoyed the show a lot, you know. And then I went back to the doctor, and he said, "Did you see the rhythm control group?" And I said, "Well, yes, but I don't see how that helps my heart." And the other time being naive was a problem was when I was seeing this guy a while back, and it was kind of a physical thing, you know. And we would get together and, you know, get it on. And one time he said, "Next time I think we should spice things up." And again, I had no idea what he meant. So the next time we were together and getting it on, I had this guy come in and offer us fresh ground pepper. And it turned out that Roger was really, really into it. He was like, you guys going, "Say when?" And Roger's going, "More, more." You know, and he loved it. I liked it okay, but I couldn't stop sneezing was my problem. And maybe I was naive, but we got a lot of mileage out of that. That just kept us going for a couple of years. We ran the whole spice rack. You know, we had turmeric Tuesdays and fennel Fridays. And it turned out, I later found out, that is the way that Grindr started. So, a little bit of trivia. If you ever need to know. I was so happy I found a new way to be passive aggressive. I've been trying my whole life to come up with a new way, and it worked out. I had some friends that were going to Italy, and one of them said, when he came back, "Oh, I wanted to buy you a hat." So he knows I wear a lot of hats. "I wanted to buy you a hat, but I didn't do it because I was afraid it would get crushed on the bus. First it's lunch, now it's the bus. On the plane back from Italy." And I liked this idea a lot. I wanted to have this hat, and I went to an Italian website. I decided to get one. I went to an Italian website, had it shipped over, and then when I saw my friend the next time, I wore it, and I showed him. I said, "See, this is the hat you didn't bring me from Italy. You know, I really wanted this hat, so I sent over for it and had them send it to me." And I, you know, figured that would teach him. That would teach him to think about buying me things. You know? And the other thing that I always have trouble with is if I wear clothes that have like logos and slogans on them, I never know what they mean. And one time I was wearing this jacket, and it had a logo on it, and I didn't know what it was. And this guy comes up to me on the street, and he goes, "Solidarity." And I, you know, was like, "Oh, okay, solidarity." Apparently I had started a movement. It's really easy to start a movement here in Portland. And, I'm sorry, just having, oh yeah, that's right. And the other times that people, I just don't get what people are thinking. I'll be in the grocery store, and I always go there when it's not too busy, you know. So I'll go to the checkout, and there's like one person checking out all the way up in front. and they have their stuff there, and I go way to the back with the little conveyor belt, and I put my stuff on it. There's nobody behind me. There's like 12 feet of space there. And the person in front will still go get the little stick, you know, and put it behind their stuff. You know, like they're saying, well, you know, your stuff can't possibly be mingling with mine. You know? We have to keep separate. And I think these are the same people who, if I'm waiting for the elevator and I've pushed the button, you know, and it's lit up, and the other person comes along behind me, and they see the lit up button, and they go push it anyway. You know, and I think they're saying, you know, well, you didn't think it was going to come for you, did you? Come on, I'm here now. Now it'll come. I'm sorry, Doug. And I was in a coffee shop not too long ago, and a woman came up to me and asked for my autograph. And I thought, well, this comedy stuff is working well. You know, better than tonight. No, it's working well. It's working well. And yes, I'd love to give you an autograph. Signed the autograph, and she looked at it, and she goes, oh, I thought you were William Shatner. I don't see it, you know. I don't see it. And I was, you know, I was flattered at first, and then I thought, like, isn't he 90-something? There is an older person I think I do look like. And I'm afraid a little bit that I'm turning into my grandmother. You know, I think you can see the resemblance. Well, you don't know her, but imagine what my grandmother would look like, and I think you could see it. And it's not just looks. You know, when I was a kid and we go over to her house, she never had, like, you know, food that kids like to eat. You know, she had what we thought of then as like old people food. You go to the grocery store, to the canned food aisle, and way up on the top shelf, there's all that stuff that nobody ever buys. It has all the dust on it, you know, like little jars of fish balls, you know, canned squid in ink. I'm sure the ink is what makes it work. You know, ox tongue. We'd be at my grandmother's house when I was a kid. You know, Nanny, I want to have a snack. Go get some ox tongue. Okay. And I didn't really think about this for a long time, but then I was having some friends over to my house, and I wanted to have some snacks to give them. And I looked in my refrigerator, and all that was in there was some pickled beets and a jar of hearts of palm. I thought, it's complete. I've turned into her now. You know, so we did the best of it. We all snacked on pickled beets and hearts of palm. To avoid trying to look like my grandmother, a while back I grew a beard. I thought that will take care of it. And I grew it, but it didn't really look good. You know, it came in all splotchy and, you know, just looked terrible. My friends tried to be nice about it, most of them, but one of them gave everything away when she asked, did you grow it on purpose? So I took the message. This is one time I got the message. I took the message and, you know, shaved it off. And I didn't like it anyway. It was very itchy. It was uncomfortable. It was the most uncomfortable beard probably since Liza Minnelli. And there was one other time when I had a really uncomfortable beard. It was when I was in college, and her name was Christy. We were in this big group of friends, and everybody in the group was paired off in couples, except for me and Christy. And, you know, usually when there's two people that aren't attached in a group like that, that's a good idea, and it's for a reason. And I knew I was gay, but I hadn't come out yet. It was uncomfortable, you know, taking a stand on this and saying, no, this is a terrible idea. So we yielded to pressure and sort of tried to act like a couple. Christy was always very, very disappointed that, as you can imagine, that I wasn't more, more romantic and all that. But I wanted to, try to show her that I was interested. And being in college and being a math major, I decided to draw a graph of our relationship. It turned out this was not the right way to approach it. It didn't go over well at all. It really didn't go over well. One time I was on a train trip. We mentioned that car trip, but I really like to take long cross-country train trips, and I was on one, and we were in the business. I was in the business car, and there was nobody else in the car except for this one guy way up in the front of the car. And he got on his cell phone, and he said to somebody, he said, "I'm on the train. It's so relaxing. I've never been so relaxed." And I was glad he was relaxed because it wasn't really helping me much. It wasn't helping me much at all. And he just kept going on. He was like a half hour of, "Yeah, I'm getting in Saturday. I hope you have room. I think I overpacked. The kids are bugging you to say? You should take a train trip. It's so relaxing." It's like being on a train with Gilbert Gottfried, It's just terrible. But here in town, I don't own a car. I don't like to own a car. So I take TriMet all the time. And it's pretty good. There's pluses and minuses. But one thing I love is every couple of years, TriMet springs for a bunch of new buses. And you can see them coming down the street, on that day that they come in. And they're all shiny, and they're coming, and you just know that they're going to have that new bus smell. I love the new bus smell. And TriMet's having revenue problems. I think they should market the new bus smell. They should pay me to market the new bus smell. I can make them a fortune. And I can see all the ideas. The little hanger things you put in the car for the new bus smell, and spray the stuff around your house. Air freshener with the new bus smell. The smell of TriMet in your own home. Smells like fresh plastic and hope. And then some other times when I'm not taking TriMet, if it's a special case, I'll take an Uber. And there's two things I don't like about Uber. One is the app is always telling me, Jim is coming in a Honda XR7. Now, I have no idea. I don't own a car, all right? I don't know what a Honda XR7 looks like. I'm going to go look down the street. Oh, no, that's a Honda CB4. I don't know. Tell me it's a blue car coming. That's all I need to know. And then the other thing I don't like with the Uber is the drivers get very talkative, a lot of the time. They're always, "So, what do you got going on today? Got any big plans?" And I accidentally found out how to take care of that problem. I eventually did go for those tests that the doctor sent me for. So going to the hospital, I took an Uber there. And I found out that when you have the hospital as your destination for an Uber, they don't give you a hard time at all, They stay really quiet. They just shut right up, And it works the same way if they pick you up at the hospital, I found out. You don't get the, "So, benign or malignant?" They just stay real quiet, So I decided to make use of this. When I'm taking an Uber now, I look for a funeral home real close to where I'm going. And I make that my destination, And it just shuts them right up, They don't want to know. They don't want to know. Another thing I learned taking TriMet, I learned it the hard way, was never to run to try to catch the bus. I was walking down Burnside one night, and it was dark, and I saw the bus coming a couple blocks away. And I started running to try to catch it. And it was nighttime, and I didn't see, and I didn't realize I was at a curb, and I just went like flop right over the curb. I just fell over onto this hand. So I'm laying in the street like this, and I took my hand out, and it's all mangled and broken, and it's much worse than this. And, you know, it was very bad, and I looked up, but the bus was still coming. And I looked at it, and I realized it wasn't the bus that I wanted. So I just laying there in the street, I just waved it by. You know, no, keep going. You're not the bus I want. And I eventually collected myself and got up, and the ambulance came. And I showed him my hand, and he asked for my name, and I thought he was going to ask about my hand, and he said, "Oh, you're Mike. I heard you were gay." Thank you very much.
Mike Shriver, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going, Mike Shriver.
Mike Shriver, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Shriver used to play for the Knicks. One more time for Mike. Nice, I just got back from 8 days in New York, and it was great to be in the city. Anyone from the East Coast here? Okay then, so you're interested in my travels. No, the Knicks, last time they won was 73. Jesus, that's a long time ago. Yeah, Trailblazers, what, 77? I didn't mean to bring the crowd down. I was in LA, lived in LA for 22 years, and for doing my TV career. And my friend Harris Pete, who was the house MC at the Comedy Store, and I had season tickets for the Raiders for at least 4 years. Any Raiders fans here?
Oh, yeah.
That is the most docile response I've ever heard from a Raider fan. Oh yes, I am. They're crazy. Are you a Raiders fan, really?
Yeah, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not a Raiders fan because I grew up in Philly and I'm always with the Philadelphia sports team. But we got season tickets just as the crazy fans. I mean, they're worth the price of admission. They had so many fights one season. They outlawed alcohol. Yeah, halfway through the season. Didn't phase the Raiders fans. Harris and I, our seats were up in the nosebleed section, and this is the first game after they banned liquor and beer sales. And this guy went right up the aisle, had a little baby in one of the baby harnesses. What do they call them? The what? Carrier. Bjorn. Carrier, Bjorn. You know, so he's got little babies, patting the baby on the head, cooing to the baby, sits down in front of us, proceeds to unscrew the baby's head. Stick a straw in and suck sick liquor for 3/4. Now that's a Raiders fan. I learned on my first week in Los Angeles, this is November 1979, that everyone is a comic in Los Angeles. Everybody. I was going to the Comedy Store to do a tryout night, turning off Venice Boulevard onto Robertson Avenue, went through a stop sign, got pulled over by a cop, and I said to the cop, I rolled down the window, I said, look, you know, I just moved here, I'm not really familiar with the area. The cop looked at me and goes, well, we do have stop signs all over the country. Timing, everything, you know, it was so good. And my dry cleaner I love, Mrs. Lee, she's from Korea, and didn't speak much English, but you could just tell she was funny. I once took a pair of jeans, and you have to point out the stains. There was a red stain right here. She goes, is it the lipstick? Yes, it is. Even Spuds MacKenzie, the animals have agents in LA. You know who Spuds MacKenzie was? Anybody? Yeah, the Budweiser dog. The Spuds MacKenzie had an agent. Bill Stolberg made millions just booking that dog for Budweiser. Millions. How many people know Spuds was a female? Anybody know that? A little Hollywood trivia? Yeah, and you know why Spuds had a female? Did you know why? No, I'm just asking for my help. This is reverse psychology. I want you never to say, what?
Because they don't want to see the dog's naughty bits on screen.
The dog's naughty bits. That's right. So good to be an adult class. That is right. Most animals in TV and film are female. They want the thing on the screen. Think about it. King Kong climbing the Empire State Building. You didn't see that. That would have reached Jersey. Come on. If that were true, he could hold onto the building and still knock the planes out of the air. All right, the naughty bits. I love it. Great way to introduce Megan. Are you ready for Megan and the Meganettes? I haven't introduced you yet. I got 10 more minutes. No. She is amazing. I loved having her in class. She's off and running on her career. Please welcome Megan Tullison, ladies and gentlemen. Megan!
All right, you guys. My name is Megan Tollison. You can call me Tolly. Here's the thing. I don't have a long enough attention span to learn a language. So instead, I learn foreign accents. This all started because I have what you call an addictive personality, which is a misnomer, right? Because nobody's addicted to my personality. Honestly, I'm lucky if they tolerate it. But what that really means is my brain will latch onto something for at least a month, usually a lot longer, and that's basically all I think about. So sometimes it's something relatively normal, like Legend of Zelda, or, I don't know, Harry Potter. But sometimes it's like the actor, Simon Pegg. Why, yes, I have seen every single thing he's ever been in. Why do you ask? Or another time it was sturgeon, like the fish. Like, okay, but actually sturgeon are so interesting, you guys. You have to believe me on this. Once they get above like 12 feet long, historically speaking, they were unkillable. It's a giant swimming tank. Like, as long as they could eat enough, they could keep living and growing. That's crazy. But even crazier than that, you notice I said historically, it's not true anymore. Because scientists have recently discovered, only in the Columbia River, nowhere else in the world, this is true, sea lions have started teaming up to take down these massive sturgeon. That's crazy. That's insane, you guys. It's like SEAL Team 6. Anyway, that's my special interest. It's not yours. You don't have to focus on that one. One of my early ones, ongoing ones, has been any form of British media. So this started probably in the 6th grade, and I loved Doctor Who. And if you know anything about Doctor Who, you know, one, it is consistently the best and worst show on television. And actually, it's not on television anymore. Sad day, you guys. And two, you know that despite taking place across all of time and space, they all have regional British accents. So I think indirectly, that's why I was like, I need to learn all of the regional British accents. And then it wasn't just regional British accents, but we'll start there, okay? So I'm a teacher. I'm familiar with the shortcomings of the American school system. I don't expect you to know British geography, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a lesson. Let's do a pop quiz first. I want you to hold up your hand, show me a number of fingers. How many countries are in the UK? Okay, yeah, most of us know. There's 4. So it's England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Not regular Ireland. They will kill you if you suggest otherwise. But yeah, so there's 4. So I was thinking we could start in England. And we'll do a very bog standard English accent. We're using British accents. This is probably what you imagine. This is called received pronunciation. Okay, it's quite easy to do. You imagine you're very posh, prim, proper. You've never done a day's work in your life. And your hobbies include being served crumpets and scones by your butler and laughing at poor people. This is also sometimes known as the Queen's English because it's how Freddie Mercury spoke. So that is received pronunciation. That is the south of England, okay? Opposite end of the class spectrum, we have Essex, okay? If you've seen Love Island, this is your bread and butter, okay? Now this one, you have to kind of puff up your chest and replace your brain with a football. You also got to pretend that every single person has personally affronted you, and you definitely don't know what the word affront means. So, average conversation goes a little bit like this. Oi, bruv, that's your bird, innit? Hey, brother, that's your girl, is it not? Yeah, what of it? You Joe? Yes, what about it? Are you jealous? She is well fit, but I think she might be mugging you off. She is quite attractive, but I fear she may be taking advantage of you. Shut up! She ain't a nerd. She ain't wrongin'. Be quiet. She is not a ne'er-do-well. So that's the average conversation in Essex. Okay? So we've covered the south of England. I was thinking we can go north next. So this is a northern accent. And technically, there's quite a broad range of northern accents. Okay? There's a lot of different teeny tiny little regions. So I'm going to name 5 accents, and I want you to tell me which of these I've made up. Okay? Geordie, Brummie, Scouse, Yorkshire, and Mancunian. Geordie, Brummie, Scouse, Yorkshire, Mancunian. Which of those did I make up? Mancunian, Scouse, any other guesses? Just kidding, I made them all. They're all real. They're all real. I didn't make any of them up. I lied to you. Sorry about that. So that's Northern for you. And Northern is quite a laid-back accent. And I think they're quite laid-back people. I met a fella from Yorkshire. We were in Universal Studios. I happened to be next to him on a roller coaster. And got to the end of the ride, and I was like, that was it? I thought it was going to be a lot longer than that. He's like, yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it? That's why I did it in the morning this time. And I was like, okay, so you've done it before, and you still decided you were going to spend your time this way? It's like, sure, I like the bit where the wolf howls. It's like, there's so many rides here. There's like 15 different rides. They all have this crazy theming and animatronics, and this is still the one you came back for? Sure, I like the bit with the wolf owls. Okay, I don't think that I have the personality to be a northerner. I'm just not that chilled out. So we've got the south, we've got the north. Next, we're going to go with the West Country. Okay? Now the West Country has quite a round sound to it. Okay? When I was in college, when I was reading my textbooks, I would read them in a West Country accent. And this kind of served 2 purposes. One, made my textbooks a lot less boring, and I got really good at the accent. I will say though, it gets a little bit problematic when I'm like teaching my students, and I get really confused when I'm like, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I always get some weird looks during that one. I don't know why. Now, we don't know that much of what goes down in the West Country, but I assume it's just like farming and particularly quaint murders. That is a guess, but I feel like you could get away with it. Like, you never take a confession seriously, you know? Or, I don't know if that nothing. He were saying something nasty about my fresh pasties. I did not take kindly to, so I did a proper job. I bashed his head in with a fence post. Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. Yeah, that was an Irish accent. And they do have kind of a similar lilt to them, and they both have the rhotic R, that same R we have in American English. But you'd be a fucking idiot for thinking that. They're not that similar at all. Okay? You've got to pay attention to the T's and the TH's, because they sound exactly the same, okay? So like, Tristan told me he was tallying 33 and a third triceratops. The third being a teeny tiny little tyke. Okay? It's all about the tongue behind the teeth. When you're first learning it, it helps to imagine that you're a pirate, but you're not that hardcore about it. Like you're like, I don't know, I'm really into the shanties, not so much the swashbuckling. If we could just get down the pub, that would be preferable. So that's Irish for you. Oh, Irish is also quite good for swearing. And that's partially because they never just use regular swear words. They say feck, and shite, and arse. And they do that with regular words too. Like, does anyone know what the Irish word for fun is? Anyone? Crack! Oh, sure, I'd go for some crack. Because everyone knows that crack is fun. Okay, now we're going to go for another one that people often get mixed up with Irish. So imagine, we've already gone to the north of England. We're going to go even farther north into Scotland. Okay? So Scotland, we've got our rolled and our flipped R's. And this was actually the first one that I learned from Doctor Who, because of David Tennant. I was like, I need to know that exact accent. And so this is going to be new information from my parents. I spoke in this accent for days, weeks at a time at school. I'm sure my teachers just loved it. Oh, teacher, could you go over number 7? It's a wee bit difficult. And this was made a little bit worse by the fact that my best friend at the time was also doing it. Only their accent wasn't very good. And the only thing that's more embarrassing than putting on a fake Scottish accent at school is putting on a bad fake Scottish accent at school. Anyway, when you're learning a Scottish accent, you gotta remember 3 things. You gotta know when to roll your R's. You have to contort your mouth around the vowels. And you have to sound like you're fucking furious about it all the time. Every single Scottish accent exists on the continuum between miffed and absolutely losing your shite. Now, while we're in that rolled R, flipped R category, I was thinking we could do Welsh next. Now, Wales is even further west than the West Country, but it's still the same island as England, okay? Now, the Welsh accent is a fun one because most people don't know it when they hear it. It sounds really just weird, crazy, outrageous even. So I feel like I should be wearing like a brightly colored cape and offering you a side quest. Now, last year, I worked as a scare actor at a haunted house, and I had a character that I decided to give a Welsh accent. But the problem was, people really did not know that it was a real accent that people have, and so most people seem to assume that I was doing a really poor Indian accent. Which is so embarrassing. I don't want people to think I'm a racist or bad at accents. Welsh is fun though. I like Welsh. But I'm going to go on a little bit of a side tangent here about that haunted house, because I had another character that I think had a very distinct, obvious accent. You're going to know it when you hear it, so I'm going to give you some of my lines, you're going to guess what it is. Okay, I have a point to make here. It's not a UK accent. Okay, this character was called the Collector. Their whole thing was that they put people in cages. So I'd say, "Hello, my friends. You are wanting to see my collection? So good. They almost never bite. And then when people came out on the other side, they'd say, you liked? You could live here. Good deal. Cheap rent. Portland expensive. So, what accent is that? Russian, yeah. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious. That does not explain the girl that came up to me and went, "Oh, are you Australian?" Incidentally, that brings me to my next accent. Just kidding, I'm going to do Kiwi first. So, this is Kiwi, or New Zealand, and Kiwi is really fun because it really helps if you sound anxious and like you're not really that sure of yourself. Like every single sentence is like a question. You sure about this? They sound quite anxious all the time, which is weird because I think they smoke a lot of weed over there. But they change every single vowel just a little bit. So a becomes a becomes I, and I becomes a, which sounds really confusing. But the easiest way to remember it is there's an old joke that goes, when you have people over, you have to make sure that your house is clean. Especially, you know, somebody rings the doorbell, you want things to look nice, so you have to wash your deck. You can't have company over when your deck is dirty. It would be so embarrassing if one of your friends commented on how dirty your deck is. Yeah. This accent, actually, I got really good at it because I played a Dungeons and Dragons character who had this accent. I mean, obviously the character wasn't from New Zealand. They were from fantasy New Zealand. But I got really good at it. I could do it for hours at a time. It did, though, kind of hinder my ability to learn other accents for a while. Because no matter what I did, it would just kind of slip back into Kiwi. So like I was working on my Welsh at the time. Okay, working on my Welsh. I get into it, have the flipped R's, and actually, no, let's just fucking Kiwi again. But the good thing about Kiwi is it's quite easy to get from Kiwi to Australian. Okay, this is Australian now, it's the same thing, you just ease back a little bit. Which seems fitting, because I kind of think Australians might be kind of lazy. They just never bother saying a whole word. All these weird, like, shortened versions of everything. Like, instead of afternoon, they say arvo. Or instead of, so I'm going to refer to my list here. Instead of barbecue, of course, they say barbie. So I'm going to give you a few more of these. And I want you to tell me what it's short for, okay? Brekkie. Easy, okay. How about mozzie? No. Anyone? Mosquito. It's mosquito. Okay, how about, easy one, footy? Football. Good. Okay, gonna get a little bit harder here. Bottle-o. Bottle-o. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's not a shortening of the word. Where would you buy bottles? Close, close. It's a liquor store. Bottle-o. I think it's a fun one. Okay, this last one, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of words that all mean the same thing. Okay? And your job is to give me a big thumbs up when you know what the word means. You ready for this? Okay. We have darts, dusters, bongers, durries, Pete Murrays, coffin nails, and long lollies. Three of us. The answer, of course, is vacuum cleaner. Just kidding. It's cigarettes. Cigarettes. Okay, lastly, as you know, everything in Australia is upside down. And that does include the social conventions. So let's say that we do not get along at all. Okay, I do not like you. What am I going to call you? Anyone? Buddy, mate, pal, champ, tiger, hero. That means I hate your guts. On the flip side, what if we're really good pals? What would I call you then? Cunt, fuckwit, wanker, dipshit, dickhead. That means that we're super close. We're best buds. So, with that, it's been a bloody pleasure. My name is Tolly, and I hope you cunts have a wonderful evening.
I love it. Megan Tallison, ladies and gentlemen, that's great. That explains to me when Trump went to Australia, the Prime Minister called him a friend. I love that. One more time for Megan Tallison. one of the big things that helps with stand-up, I say in the class, and Megan's an example, is voices. If you do characters, voices, it adds context to your show. So if you keep your antenna up for people with weird accents and voices and put them in your act, I think it's good. Yeah. Do you practice this alone at home? People looking at you knowingly. Oh, we passed her door. Yes, indeed. My stepfather he was from the South. Anyone from the South here? Medford. All right, great. That actually is a complete sentence in the South. So I was in Pamplona, Alabama, for the running of the Rednecks, and I was gored by their sharp intellect. Anyway, my mother lived in Florida. My stepfather lived with my mother, obviously, and he had the Southern accent. And when I was doing a lot of TV in the 80s and 90s, I would call down there, and my stepfather Walt would answer the phone, tell me one joke, and the worst jokes in the world, and hand the phone to my mother. I go, hey, Sport, hear about that duck? Went into the drugstore and ordered a condom, and the druggist said, you want me to put this on your bill? Here's your mother. Next week, word for word. No word. I don't know where he found it. Hey, Sport, hear about that nun taking a bath? She hears a knock at the door, gets out of the tub naked, runs the door, says, who is it? She hears a voice. It's the blind man. Says, oh, opens up the door. Guy comes in and says, nice tits, where you want these blinds? Here's your mother. The more I laughed, the more he told me. Every time, this is the best one he told me. Hey, Sport, name the 3 most famous people shot in the back of the head. Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, and the guy sitting in front of Pee Wee Herman in the theater. Here's your mother. Wow, that reaction. You might have been the person in front of him, actually. All right, one more time for Megan. Great job, Megan. Keep working those accents. You should really go around all the United States and do all the accents in this country.
I don't know, some of them are kind of boring.
Okay. I would agree. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Boston's not. Use of the letter R is prohibited by law. Don't need that letter, especially when you're driving around in your... I actually figured out what happened to letter R that they don't use in Massachusetts. It actually goes up into the atmosphere, goes all across the country till it sees the state of Texas, then it falls down into the word wash. That's what happens. All right. Art Krug is here, and Art, one of my dear friends for decades and decades of comedy, and wanted to try some new stuff out before we bring Nick, our headliner, on tonight. Please welcome the talents of Mr. Art Krug, ladies and gentlemen. Bring him up. Art Krug! No, we're not the same person.
Carl, I think Carl, I know.
90 years of
He
comedy.
walked off stage, put a different pair of glasses on, and came right back on stage. Look at that. Wow, look at you guys out here on a Sunday night. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I've been doing comedy a long time. 43 years. This is the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of. I don't know. I should tell you a little about myself before I start into my little comedy bits. I have an enlarged prostate. Thank you. Thank you. Hypothyroid, an irregular heartbeat, and toenail fungus on my big toe. Good news is I'm available. I mean, technically, not like emotionally or physically, or the other way that matters, not so much. And you know, I'm what they call an A. I'm just not interested in sex. I have my own community now. I'm LGBTQ, you know the ones. A. Any other A's out there? Where's my other A's out there? Right here? Serious. All right, we should get together and like not do anything later. Can't wait. It's okay. I don't feel like I need a pill to fix it either. I don't like that erectile dysfunction. Everything's functioning just fine, thank you. It's just retired, okay? Finished its tour of duty. Thank you for your service. And to sit on the porch and smoke a cigar. Probably don't visualize that, by the way. That's all right. You know, the reason is that I've become a widower in the last year. Yeah, it's sad. It is sad, but I figured this stage would lighten up the mood. Yeah, I don't even like the term widower. It's like I did something, right? Man, it's not you're a widower. Knock it off. Stop widowing, asshole. People are getting hurt. You know, it just happened like that, and it's messing me up. I'm not going to lie to you. Anybody going through any kind of grief right now? Anybody lost, coping with loss? Yeah, anybody?
Democracy.
Yeah. Well,
There we go. We all are.
we're all dealing with grief right now. It messes you up big time. I can't focus on anything whatsoever, man. I can't remember anything, basically. It's like next level. I know getting old is one thing, but next level forgetfulness. I could be my own secret Santa at this point. If I bought like a gift in October, and then Christmas rolls around, I'm like, oh, how'd they know? This is perfect. It's so me. I called a friend the other day, forgot that it was a voice message and started leaving him a text message. You done that? Oh, hey, it's Art, comma. Is everything okay on your end? Question mark? Realize I'm an idiot, ... all caps. Paid for some groceries the other day, forgot to bring them with me. Bag of potatoes, walked away from them. There you go. There's no digging your way out of that, really. And, sir, you want your groceries? You know, I'm going with no. I never did want potatoes. Here's what happened. I was sitting at home. I wondered what $10 minus $3.99 was. I thought, like, either I could go get a calculator and figure it out that way, or, and hear me out, drive to a grocery store, find something for $3.99, bring it up to the register, give them $10, and let them do all the work. Right? Oh my God. Clumsy too, man, oh man. It's a different thing too. When you get a bit older, dropping the shit, you don't just automatically pick things up. You don't, you know what I mean? Just getting down and getting back up again, it's a risky business, I'm telling you. If I drop a handful of change on the floor, there's calculations to be made before I... Okay, let's see the amount, let's see, that one's right next to a nightstand, it's 6 feet from the ottoman. I think I can do it. Like if my friends all got together and got on the floor together, it'd be like their own escape room trying to figure out how we're going to get up again. Right? Basically. So I had some thinking to do if I drop shit on the floor. And I did actually drop my phone at the top of an escalator not too long ago. Right, yeah. And I'm like 4 steps down. When I turned around, I was like, oh shit, and I looked back up. There it is, right there at the top of the escalator. And I'm thinking, well, no problem. I'll just bound up the stairs like I did it dozens of times. My late teens and early 20s, no sweat. I got this, and it was man against machine, and guess who was going to win that battle? So I'm just pounding on the stairs, just huffing and puffing and swinging my arms, and just making zero progress at all. Which is when I realized that, like, people were kind of backing up at the top of that escalator. Like, they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm not dealing with it. Because, like, they couldn't see that there was even a phone involved in it. They just saw an old man having some sort of an episode on it. You know, like, maybe he didn't understand the way escalators work. Thought he was at the gym on the Stairmaster or something. They just, nope, not gonna deal. And then finally some nice woman at the top of the stairs saw what was happening, grabbed my phone and brought it to me. But then I thought at that point, like, I'm like, sorry, can I get you an extra napkin or anything? Then I thought, like, I was so embarrassed, I couldn't make eye contact with anybody, right? I'm just like, I just had this thing, so I had to like look at the phone and somehow pretend it was like the phone's fault. Oh, don't you ever do that to me again. Oh, I was so worried about you. And that's when I heard some guy at the top of the escalator slow clapping sarcastically at me. Right? Which is when I wanted to flip him off, but with the arthritis, all I could muster was like... The anger's in there. It is. It's in there. And I don't believe in expressing it. I think you're supposed to stuff your anger. That's the right thing to do. Save it for later is my motto. Pack it in there like gunpowder in a musket. And then later on, at some completely inappropriate moment, boom, up you go. Thanksgiving dinner just got interesting for everybody. I can't be like that though. Try not to get angry at things, man. But it's frustrating when you're embarrassing yourself all the time. I don't like to be embarrassed. And I don't know if I'm losing my hearing either, or if I'm just losing my listening, really. I think maybe I'm losing my desire to hear what people are talking about. Because like I was in the hardware store the other day and paid for my stuff, and the clerk goes, finished the payment, give me my change, and then he goes, Joe here, right? And he's not looking at me, he's not looking at the next guy in line, he's just looking between us, and in his mind, he just said, I'll get you over here, right, to the next guy. In my mind, what I 100% heard was, enjoy your hair. Okay. And so all I could come up with was, well, I'll try. So then in his mind, he just said, I'll get you over here, with me saying, I'll try. This was a game of confusion we were playing back and forth. And in my defense, though, he could have probably sprinkled in a few more consonants and vowels in there. Or at the very least, make eye contact. That's like a human cue. We've been programmed to, he's looking at, like, the space in between us. Like I always had to be careful he wasn't, like, blind, like some kind of Zen master who can sense everything around him, but they can't really see. They don't have the gift of sight. So he's just, doling out pearls of wisdom and enjoy your hair. Thank you, Sensei. I will enjoy my hair and this wood glue that you just bought. Yeah. I can't be angry. I can't keep being angry. I got a kid who's counting on me now. He's down to the one parent. And I can't be getting sick. I gotta be healthy as I can be. And he needs me, man. I just, poor kid. I'm a comedian for a dad. That kind of sucks. It's the short straw, isn't it? Poor thing, man. I remember when he was a little kid, reading him a book, and the book was called The Little Nut Brown Hare. You've heard of it? See, that doesn't really roll off the tongue that well, it turns out. You know what does roll off the tongue real easy? The little brown nut hare. Then once you say it wrong, good luck saying it the right way. You can't go back and say it. So then that's 10 minutes of me explaining to my son why daddy's laughing and why he's going to need therapy someday, right? And then when he was like in middle school, I remember he was heading off to a party, and I said, Liam, look, I know you're going to be going to these parties, and I know you're probably going to be doing some drinking, and I'm not saying I'm condoning it because you're not old enough, but I just know you're probably going to do it. So I just wanted to say, if you're ever in a situation, Liam, seriously, where you've had a couple of drinks and you're thinking about driving home and you're not sure if you're buzzed, seriously, Liam, side streets. Father of the year. I'm going to leave the rest of the show for the rest of your comedy. Thank you guys for having me up here for a little bit.
Art Cruz, ladies and gentlemen, my bud. Art Cruz! Keep it up. Yeah, so a few years ago I did some caregiving I did it for 5 years for older people, so I could feel younger. It worked for a while. What I liked about it more than anything, other than helping people, is old people just don't have filters anymore. I mean, it's just comedy right for you. I had one woman, I was at her place every week, Providence House, 60th of Burnside, Patty, and the second week I was there, she said, I told all the women in the building I have a male caregiver. I said, well, that's nice, Patty. And she said, they wanted to know if you were handsome. I said, what do you say? She goes, yeah, whose medicine got mixed up that night? But I was pretty good looking by the end of the first month, I'll tell you that. One more time for our crew, who just amazing. Real honor to bring our next performer to the stage. You've been a great audience, and this is a great capper for the show. He is filled with energy, filled with enthusiasm, darn funny. Please welcome Nick Altition, ladies and gentlemen. Nick! And he's dressed for pride. There he is.
You missed that. You missed the.
We missed it.
Fun fact, I'm also the trophy gay amongst my friends. Also, fun fact, I don't know any straight people. Do you realize how gay you have to be the token homosexual in people who know every lyric to Stephen Sondheim? It's crazy. Some things going on with me. I recently just got back from New Orleans for a comedy festival. And what is the South? Like, it is 85 degrees and pouring rain outside. What's going on? That city, all the wood has rotted, is held together by 17 layers of paint. It's actually great though because it's so humid that I don't even have to use lube. My asshole is just so moist. It works out fantastic for me. Some other things going on. It is Pride Month, yes. It is so long. I'm so tired. Do we need a month? We're halfway through. I need a nap. I'm entering my late 30s. I'm not even sold on like a weekend. You know what sounds great? A Pride happy hour. I can be so gay between 4 and 6 p.m. Like, it's gonna go great, you know, but some other things going on. Let's talk about some politics. Are we enjoying our live action Sound of Music? The Nazis are back! Yeah, it's rough out there. I'm just gonna be real with you though. I need us to solve fascism before I'm at a house party that's interrupted by singing children. I'll just go refill my drink. I'm not listening to that. And also, like, fun fact about Sound of Music, the Nazis win at the end. It's such a bummer, I know. And like, the Von Trapps have to escape by crossing the Alps. And I refuse to go on hikes as dates. Climb every mountain, grow up, okay? I'm not doing that. But yeah, so we took care of Pride. Who here, any straight people here? Okay, that was so sad. Any straight people here? Fucking gross. No, I love straight people. Happy Toyota-thon, by the way. I don't know your culture, but I'm in LA, you know? What I love most about straight people is they always ask me why I'm single, but they mean it as a compliment. Like, straight people are always like, oh my god, you're so handsome. How are you single? And that's because straight people have never seen an attractive person before. Gay people are so attractive. I don't know what to tell you. Like, to give some context, like, I'm hot to straight people, but I'm only funny to gay people. Yeah, straight women are like, you have such long eyelashes and I love your big arms. And gay guys are like, you're a hoot. I'm also naked, but thank you for the feedback. Going great for me. My parents are straight, probably, so that's good for them. I recently celebrated my 20th coming out anniversary, which was a big deal, yeah. So my parents stopped being allies about 10 years ago. They're like, we're done with whatever this is. This is too much. Which kind of feels like their fault, because I'm the perfect example that it is both nature and nurture. Like, I was born gay, but I was raised annoying, you know? Like they say, love is love. But a theater kid is a theater kid. And those are the rights we should be taking away, you know? Stop showing up 10 minutes early. It's crazy. She gets it. Yeah, some other things going on with me, kind of in reference. My dad got really excited. I've gotten into sports in the past few years. Yeah, it is kickball, so I've been told it doesn't count. I've been told if you do before a game, you don't get to call yourself a jock. I have tried playing with straight people, and I don't recommend that because they're crazy. I once saw a straight guy swing his leg to kick a ball, miss, slam his hands down into the ground, pull out 2 clumps of grass out of the earth, throw them in his face, and scream. It was kind of hot. Not gonna lie about it. No, but yeah, I've gotten into sports. I recently went to a Trailblazers basketball game. Yeah, and let me tell you something. They are so tall. Oh my god, it's just like, if you want to give your lover something good, give them vertigo, you know? Like, so beautiful. I also recently got into bowling because I wanted to feel young. It's a great league. There's a 90-year-old woman named Dottie who plays in the league. It's so inspiring to show up every single week and see that she's still alive. But I just like don't think she's appreciating her time. Like, she'll show up, throw the ball, and be like, well, I haven't bowled a pretty good game this week. And it's like, every day is a gift, Dottie. But yeah, I've been reflecting a lot on my life recently. For instance, I don't feel like I belong in Portland, you know? I don't feel even like I belong as a millennial. For instance, I don't have ADHD. I'm not autistic. I'm not lactose intolerant. I don't have allergies. And I don't know what you mean when you say you have a tummy ache. But it's like God saw me when they made me and said, okay, this one can't handle too much. Maybe we give this soldier one of our mid to low level battles. She'll break, you know? It's true. I've been reflecting a lot on my childhood. Have you ever been thinking about your childhood and realized as an adult that, oh my god, as a kid I was a horse girl? Which is really, it's really harrowing to think that about yourself and have that realization in a club surrounded by gay men wearing harnesses and doing ketamine. And be like, oh my god, I'm still a horse girl. That's crazy. Some other things about my childhood. I played a lot of the game The Sims. Any other my Sims heads at? I saw her, right? A few people. So if you haven't played The Sims, it did not prepare me for real life at all. The point of the game is that you wake up, you take a shower, you go to work, you come home, you eat, you go to bed. You wake up, you take a shower, you go to work, you come home, you eat, you go to bed. You wake up, you take a shower, you go to work, you come home, you eat, you go to bed. And at some point playing the game, you're like, oh, is this it? So that really helped me prepare for real life. But I just don't think sex is woo-hoo, you know? because they can't say sex at the game, it's for children. So they call it woo-hoo, and it's just never been woo-hoo for me. Like, I can't imagine it being woo-hoo for a straight guy, you know? Like, I can imagine a straight guy finally getting naked around a woman and be like, woo-hoo, you know, like. But I'm a gay guy, and the last time I had sex, it was to the Cher's cover album of Alba. So it was more like, whoa, whoa! Oh my god, that joke almost never works. Thank God. Some other things going on with me is I recently was booked to be in a slut-themed comedy show. I don't know why they asked. I'm a romantic. Speaking of which, have you ever looked at your own asshole after an orgy? It sounds scary. Like, I'll admit that. I was really prepared to like be confronted with my like life choices in the matter. But instead I just turned into like a drunk girl in a bar bathroom giving a pep talk. Just fully spreading my cheeks in front of the mirror, being like, you are so beautiful, and you are so strong, and you're my best friend. Girl, that's it. I'm losing the Meganess. Girl, that's it. You and me right here. You've given that pep talk. There's no way to do this as a good segment. My sister just had a baby. Don't know how to make that transition work. But it's true, it's gross, pretty much. Especially leading, it's not just like having a baby is gross, but like the years leading up to it are pretty uncomfortable because that's all anyone talks about. It's just like, oh my god, what's your baby plan? Have you started having kids yet? Are you trying for kids right now? You know what you're asking them, right? We're just all pretending like what has to happen for that to happen isn't happening. And you're asking it like at dinner. Like at like Christmas dinner. My aunt, you know, quiet in the conversation, leans over and asks my sister, oh my god, are you trying to have kids right now? And it's like, Aunt Karen, I also took 2 loads this morning, but you would be uncomfortable if I brought that up. Double standards, you know? Like I said, I'm a romantic. Speaking of which, I went on my first gay cruise. Yeah, it was fun. It was like Pride, but prison, you know? Just stuck at sea. But it was actually beautiful. I met so many new friends. I sucked so many new dicks, you know? I learned 0 new names. And that's also intentional. Like, I also don't name the lobsters at a restaurant before I eat them. They even tried to tell me their names. They'd be like, I'm Brandon. I was like, I told that joke for the first time in front of my parents. So proud. No, but again, because I'm a romantic, I fell in love. Yeah. I spent 2 beautiful nights with Kyle, I don't know. But it was on the second night where our relationship really took a turn, you know? It was beautiful. We were doing that thing where like, you have sex, but then like, you take some time in between and you like talk about your lives, and that's really sweet. You know, he was just like, wistfully playing with my hole and, like a Victorian woman with a lace glove, just, ooh, you know, like, so sweet. And then he'll ask me something I'll never forget. It changed our relationship forever. He said, are you into fisting? He actually asked it like a white girl. He's like, okay, so random question. Are you like into fisting. I'm like, not at 6 a.m. I'm not. I feel like "Are you into fisting" is a 1 a.m. conversation. Because by 6 a.m., the life cycle of my asshole is like rapidly reaching its conclusion for the day. Asking a gay man to fist at 6 a.m. is like taking a stick of dynamite and just throwing it in a collapsing mine shaft. She's gonna blow! You're laughing a lot. Don't worry, I didn't shit on his hand. I did. Let's see, anything else I really want to talk about? I've been thinking a lot about my childhood, you know? There's no good way to come back from that. And I've been trying to realize, like, what was it that helped me realize I was gay? And I think it's mainly because I was born Catholic and Jesus is hot. All versions of Jesus are hot, by the way. Ken doll Jesus, surfer Jesus, historically accurate black Jesus, all fuckable. The problem is, when you grow up with a crush on Jesus Christ, it does teach you to fall for manipulative men. I don't think it counts if he came back. "3 days in a cave, that's not a sacrifice, that's a staycation." I don't even have that kind of PTO, okay? He also, like, knew he was coming back, so it's not this big grand gesture. It's like a guy offering to pay for your meal on a date. Meanwhile, he's getting double miles on his Alaska credit card right now to go on a vacation you're not invited on. And yet still, there I am, 11, 12 years old at church, Jesus up on the cross, crown of thorns, 2 little holes in his hands. Huge pecs, and then just cum gutter abs. And I'm like, oh my God, he did that for me. You know, like. Anyway, you guys have been great. This has been a lovely Sunday. Where is Carl? I could do another 45 minutes.
Yeah, they'd love it.
I could perform all of Wicked Part 2. Like, it's even more.
That's called the Trump administration. All right. Nick Altishin, ladies and gentlemen. Altishin! Nick Altishin. Well, we've run the comedy gamut. I could do an hour. I really could. Did I tell you that this is I did say this is the best show you're going to see. It's better than the Kennedy Center. I did tell you that. Okay, my mind's going, really. I'm of that age. I really, I love this show so much because they're different people. I mean, Megan is not Nick. She's not even Australian, actually. And Mike is not Art, and I'm not making sense. But I want everyone to come up. Actually, Megan, come on up. Megan Tollison, Mike Shriver, come on, take that. Nick, Art is gone. Nick, give him a round of applause. Yes. There they are. Where's Mike? Oh, yeah, the bus. It's the bus. Take a bow, you guys. Yes. Thank you all, and all of these have been in my class, and what's amazing is before they took my class, neither you nor you spoke English, so I did a really great job. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. PortlandComedy.com is the website if you want to sign up for a class, and Nick's not really gay, he's just acting. That's how good my theater class is. This is the straightest man in Portland. Gentlemen, I know. Good night. That's all I have to say. Thanks for coming out. Good night.